right, howdy y'all. Welcome to another gymnastics basics video. Just like with all of these, you always want to make sure that you are practicing with the guidance of a qualified coach in a safe and up-to-date facility. This is meant as some ideas on where to start and some help with understanding the basics of the skill. It is not meant as a substitute for actual coaching. But today we are coming back to bars, and we are going to look at some of the most basic skills on bars, which are front supports and casting. So when you start working on bars, you're going to want to start out with a bar that is pretty low. This one is set, I believe, 3 notches down from the current FIG setting. As you can see, it's about the height of my chest. Some of the bars can go even lower than that, especially the older ones. Some of them can get down to about here. And if that is not the case with the bars at your gym, you can also get a panel mat or a box and put them under the bars to give you a little bit more of a boost getting onto the bar. At first, we want to make this easy, and as you understand the shapes, then you can start making the bar higher and higher to make it more of a challenge for yourself. But we start with the bar directly in front of us. You want to just put your hands on top of it. You are not trying to get your elbows up over it or anything like that. You are going to jump. Once your bottom is traveling upwards, you're going to push the bar down, and that is going to get you up on top of the bar. And once you push down with your straight arms, that is going to hold you in the front supports position. So jump, push, and lock the elbows. All right, this is the front support. I have my arms straight. The bar is hitting me around where my hips are. My legs are together and straight, and my toes are pointed. You can practice just holding yourself up here if this is difficult for you. The next step after that would be holding yourself up in a high front support with the bar in the middle of your thighs, and then doing some shrugs where you go up as high as you can and then come back down. But you notice that my elbows don't bend. I'm pushing with my shoulders to make this change. Another thing you can do is, especially if you have a box, so it's not such a long way up, you can go up and down and up and down and up and down like 5 times in a row. Now for the cast, a lot of people do not really teach this correctly. They will teach you to do that high front support, and then they'll let you bend your elbows to get your hips down to the bar. But the problem with this is that now you have no support here as soon as your hips leave the bar. So that makes casting really scary. What you want to do instead is you want to keep your elbows straight and shrug your shoulders up to your ears. And now my hip joint is even with the bar, so my legs can swing forward and backwards like they have to for a cast with no problem. But I am not having to engage my arms again every single time that I have my hips leave the bar. They are already engaged. And all I have to do is just swing, and then every time they hop off, I'm just kind of pushing down into the bar like I did for the hollow support. It's the exact same motion, and then I shrug my shoulders back up to my ears as my legs return. That is all a cast really is, especially for those small casts that you do in bronze and silver. As you maybe move to gold, where you have to cast a horizontal, you'll start leaning forward a little bit more, you'll start piking more before you go, but the fundamental principle of keeping the arms straight and letting the shrug and then the push through the shoulders do most of the work remains the same. That's how you get those nice hollow back straight hip casts instead of something like, here's what it looks like when you don't do it right. And you can see that that is a lot more work, and that I am having to basically do a push-up on every single cast, and trying to do a cast horizontal like that would be extraordinarily difficult. So that's your beginner bars lesson, front supports, casts, and then on your last cast, you can do what's called a cast away or a cast push away, where you start the cast the exact same way, nice straight elbows, nice shrug, swing, and then you push back, let go of the bar, and land on the ground. All right, that's it.